I went to New York City.
Uh-huh.
My first time. I did all the touristy things, you know. I went up the World Trade Center. I saw the bull on Wall Street. You know, I bought one of those I Heart New NY shirts. You know.
Wait, is this still called the World Trade Center? Even though it
Yeah.
went down?
Well, yeah. I mean, the World Trade Center is like the complex. You know.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so there's like one World Trade Center and two World Trade Center. So I went up one World Trade Center, which is the tall one.
Oh, there's still two towers? I thought when they like
No, no,
replaced.
no.
Okay.
There's no, there's like a whole complex of buildings, and they're all like
Oh, I
World
see.
Trade Center buildings. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So a bunch of them were destroyed in the 9/11, but they rebuilt them.
Wait, so when you went up them, is it like a tourist attraction building?
Yeah, yeah. There's like an observatory.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, it's the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's
How does it
pretty
rank
high up.
among the Do you know how it ranks among buildings worldwide?
Mm, I don't know. I can look it
I'm
up.
wondering how many more are like taller in the eastern. Like, is it, like at least one, but I don't know if there are any others that are even taller. I'm wondering. Than that.
I think there's quite a few actually.
Okay.
Sixth tallest building in the world, so there are five
Damn.
of them.
Okay, the West is just being outclassed then.
I
All
mean, there's more
these.
space in the East, you know, more probability of other countries beating us.
Is that true? More landmass? Is that what you mean by more
More,
space?
I mean, sorry, I meant more countries. I just didn't know how to use words.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Does that help with it though? Just like building tall. Like how would
uh,
having more countries involve more
no, I
tall
mean, there's more
buildings?
countries that could build tall buildings. So therefore, it's more likely that one of them will have a taller building. Don't worry about
Hmm.
it. There are more tall buildings in the East.
Okay. I was just thinking because I didn't know how having more countries like would correlate with having more tall buildings. Like if you had a big country, you could have multiple tall buildings, couldn't you? Like the
Yeah, but they
US.
don't necessarily want to build more than one tall building. You know, I mean, once
Oh,
you've already done one, why do another one? You know what I'm saying?
to one up yourself, prove yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably a waste
nah.
of money.
I mean, the U.S. did that. They they just kept building taller buildings, and then they stopped for some reason.
Yeah. Um, I mean, New York is full of tall buildings, right? It's like a lot
Yeah, it's kind
of.
of crazy. It's like very dense. Where I come from, it's just there's like this little area where there's a bunch of tall buildings, and then it's suburbia beyond
Yeah.
a vast expanse of flat suburbia.
So was that
But
like your initial reaction walking through the streets of New York? Just
yeah,
the
yeah, it's just
difference?
tall building after tall building after tall building for miles.
Yeah.
It's
How
crazy.
how dense or populated was the city when you visited? Like, were there a lot of people walking around on the
Oh
streets?
yeah, it was like back to normal almost. I mean,
Okay.
you have to wear masks inside of buildings, but other than that, I mean, restaurants were packed. People were walking in the streets. Times Square was full of people.
Yeah.
Magic shows going on. You know, street performers. It was a good time.
That's great. That sounds like
Yeah.
a fun time, yeah.
Oh, and I come back here, it's completely back to normal. You don't even need to wear masks.
Yeah.
uh,
Um,
I went to a restaurant today, and I didn't bring a mask. That was a surreal experience.
did you sit inside or outside?
Um, I sat outside, but that was
Oh,
only
okay.
because the weather was nice.
Hmm.
We could have sat inside.
Nice. Look at that. Life back to normal. I think
Yeah,
that's good. It's been a
pandemic is
while.
on tail end. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
How are things in Oregon?
Um, like the main places I went to, so I went out with a few friends last weekend. Um, and inside the mall, everybody's still like inside the mall. We went to a mall. Masks were still required, so everyone was still wearing masks. Outside, you don't see masks really. We went to like a park and nobody was wearing masks, which is okay. I
Okay.
think people have already been doing that since it's outside. But
Yeah, yeah.
mainly inside, I think a lot of businesses and areas are still requiring masks. So it's not quite like back to normal yet, fully
Does
for
the
that.
state have a mask mandate?
I don't think so. I think they are complying or they're following basically what the CDC said with how if you're vaccinated, which I don't know how you're supposed to prove it
Verify.
or verify. Yeah, I don't know how the owners of public thoroughfares are supposed to verify that, but I think you can just go without it. But a lot of like businesses, like the mall, whoever runs that mall, they still say like you need masks and stuff, and all the stores inside basically say the same. So it's kind of up to the businesses what they want to do.
Yeah, New York
I'm
was the same way.
I imagine it's like easier. You don't have to worry about that. I don't know, trying to figure out whether someone has a mask or not. I think there's less people that will be super mad about having to wear a mask. Um, so it's not a big issue. I'm okay with it. It's a little weird now, like just not wearing a mask. So I hung out with friends for like the first time where we didn't wear masks at all, and we were inside. And it was
Uh-huh.
a little strange, but it's getting
Yeah,
back
it
to
feels
it.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Going to the restaurant, I was like constantly reaching into my pocket to get out my mask because I kept forgetting. It was so weird. Yeah, you're not used to not having a mask on.
Yeah. It just
Um,
feels like your face feels a little weird. It's just like, I don't know. I
yeah,
think
I went to the grocery store also, and the staff wasn't wearing masks either.
wow.
So no one was wearing masks.
Was this like a local place or is it like a chain grocery
It was
store?
a Kroger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what their policy is, but I know like some companies they're like slowly doing that, like they have like deadlines or dates where people can like go into the stores and not wear masks. Um yeah. I think all it requires is just more repetitions, just doing it more often, and it's going to be pretty easy to get back to normal and to feel nothing strange happened. And
yeah.
you know, that's what I'm hoping for because when we go back to campus, I really hope we don't have to wear masks. Um,
Why is that?
I just feel like it makes it easier to seem like you're back to normal if you also don't see masks. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, that's all. That's all my reasoning. It's just it makes it feel more normal. Um, though I think one good thing that came out of this pandemic, hopefully, is that it will be more normalized to wear a mask if you're like sick. You know, if you have like a
Yeah,
cold or
hopefully.
something, just wear a
Yeah,
mask.
hopefully.
Hopefully. You think you're gonna do that after all of this if you ever get sick?
If I can find my mask, I
Yeah.
have a habit of misplacing things.
That's true. I don't even know where I would keep. I mean, I guess I just like keep a mask or like a box of maxes somewhere. So
In some random drawer somewhere, and
yeah,
you're gonna forget.
yeah. So New York, World Trade Center. Did you go to where other places did you go to?
I went to Battery Park. I mean, we didn't go like to the Statue of Liberty on the ferry because everybody seemed very opposed to that for some reason, saying it was
What is Battery Park?
underwhelming. It's like on the southern tip of Manhattan where you can see the Statue of Liberty, the
Oh,
Oval
okay.
Park.
Okay.
Um, so it was really small, actually, the statue. Like you couldn't. I mean, you could see it, but if you wanted to take a picture or whatever, it would be like 2 pixels in the distance.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, Statue of Liberty, not really impressed. Uh,
Maybe you'd be more impressed if you were on the ferry, like that was
yeah,
closer
that's what I
to it.
heard. Also,
Yeah.
next time.
Next
Can't do
time.
everything in one go, you know?
That's true.
Gotta leave some for next episode.
Did you go to Grand Central Station?
Yeah, I did do that.
How about
Uh,
I don't know what the
there's a
park
big
is.
one.
Central Park. That's the other
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Well, it's a humongous park.
Yeah.
It is so big. Uh, we saw some things there. There's this like 3,000-year-old Egyptian obelisk that they just brought over from Egypt, and they put it up in Central Park, and it's just there.
Does Egypt want it back?
No, it was a gift.
Oh, is a gift? What?
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know why. Um,
They're just gifting obelisks. I asked that
um,
because I saw in the news there's been a few news stories of like museum artifacts that are held in Western museums, and like the countries where they came from are asking for them back or stuff like that.
yeah, the British
So
Museum is the big one. British Museum, they have all sorts of things from everywhere.
it's just called the British Museum. Where is it?
Yeah,
Is it in Britain?
you never heard of it? It's like no, it's in London. Yeah,
I've never heard of it. No.
they have all kinds of things there. They have like the gates of Babylon, uh,
They
all
have the
kinds
whole
of
gate there.
yeah, pretty much. They just like brought the the wall over. They have the Rosetta Stone there. Um,
I don't know what that is. I always know the only idea of Rosetta Stone that I know is it's like a language translation service.
oh yeah.
I don't know what it actually is as an artifact.
Actually, so the name of the service is very apt for what it does.
Hmm.
So basically, people didn't know what hieroglyphics meant, right? Like the Egyptian hieroglyphics, they couldn't read them until like the late 1800s, when this guy found this tablet. And it was like some note. I don't remember what it was, like a love letter or something. I don't know. And it was written in like three languages. It was written in like Greek and uh, some other language that I remember. And then it was also written in Egyptian hieroglyphics. And so the guy was able to like figure out.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. So he was able to figure out what the hieroglyphics meant by translating it to Greek
so it's like the first interlanguage dictionary or something, where you could
for
like
hieroglyphics.
for
Yeah.
hieroglyphics. Yeah.
But it was just like a note
Okay.
that was translated into three languages.
I mean, that could help with at least the hieroglyphics that are on the note, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
know like what corresponds with what.
It was the jumping off point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go to? I remember when I went to New York, there was a like a wax museum.
No, he didn't go.
Okay.
But there's a wax museum that's there. Uh, I remember like seeing it.
Yeah.
They
There's
didn't give it
also I'm thinking what else New York is famous for, like Times Square. Like you can see the
Yeah.
ball, right? They have the thing, do they? Can you see it?
You mean that like the New Year
Yeah,
ball?
like the New Year ball.
I mean, maybe I saw it. I don't know. I saw a lot of ads. That's like what Times
Oh
Square is
yeah,
known for, right?
yeah.
The big screens. Um, well, they really turned capitalism into a tourist attraction. Just straight up ads, and that's like the big thing.
It's pretty overwhelming. Like
Yeah,
just screens and flashing
it's a lot of lights.
lights.
You go there at night, and it looks like day. There's
Yeah,
so many lights.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Um, I was
I mean, there's
thinking,
the museums, right? The Met. I went there. It's really big. It's a big museum. The MoMA. I
isn't
saw
the
the Starry
Met
Night.
is the Met the one in Night at the Museum?
No, that's the Museum of Natural History. I went there also.
Oh, is that in New York or is that in
That's in New York, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I went to three museums. I went to the Museum of Natural History, which is the Night of the Museum one. I went to the Met, and I went to the Museum of Modern Art.
Hmm. Did you
So
see the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex? Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
actually in the museum?
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
There's like a big, yeah, man. There's so many big dinosaur things. There's like one with the long neck that's also there. And then there's the
The
T
one with
Rex.
the long neck.
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't
But
know
that was
either.
really cool. Um, yeah, I saw the Van Gogh painting, the Starry Night.
Yeah, that one.
I saw that at the Modern Art Museum.
That's modern
Um,
art.
it's pretty modern, like late 1800s.
When does modern start? Like 1800s, 1700s?
I think the museum had everything that was after like 1850 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could say that's modern. It's like 200 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
It's a
even
little
200
less,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like people were doing sciencey things then. The
Hmm.
world was a changing.
Yeah. How about the Met? What's like the time range of stuff that's in the Met then?
Oh, they got all kinds of stuff. It's not just art too. It's like history stuff. They had like Egyptian artifacts there. There were some gold sandals and paintings from Egypt. Yeah, I say a bunch of Egypt stuff because that was like one of the two exhibits that I actually saw before the museum closed.
Oh, do you guys go late
uh,
at night? Or
I
early?
went later. It closes at like 5, so you can't
Mm,
really stay there too late.
yeah.
Um, I saw this gun exhibit that was like old guns, and they were very ornate, and thought it was pretty cool.
How
They were
old
very
is
fancy.
old?
Um,
Like muskets? Or
yeah,
even
like 400
earlier?
years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they got like arquebuses and stuff.
Mm. So this is like before Revolutionary War era.
Yeah,
Even
some
before
old
that.
guns.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty cool.
some like early guns.
I saw there's this picture that I saw of a really old like gun system, and it was basically like it was just like a square box and had like 30 barrels. So
Wait,
basically
what?
like you like lit them all and they all shot or something like that.
Oh, is this Chukanu? Is that what that is?
I don't know the name, but it just had a very distinctive look because it was just a box with like a
No,
bunch of barrels and
Chukanu
all
is the
shot.
crossbow.
Oh,
No, this
okay.
is the unique unit for Korea in Civ 5. Um, I can look it up. Korea unique unit, and it'll be the name of the thing.
Fucking nerd.
The Hwacha.
The Hwacha. Is
Yeah.
that what the gun is called? Hwacha?
Um, yeah. Yeah, I can.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I got a photo.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it looks like it. It's
See,
just a
90% of
yeah,
my history knowledge is Civ 5, actually.
pretty crazy. So overall thoughts on New York? Would you want to like
Live there?
yeah.
Oh, maybe. I mean, honestly, it's an incredible city.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, things that happen there. It's lively. That's like the place to be.
Did you
Yeah.
stay in a hotel that was like in the downtown area?
Yeah, I was like a couple blocks away from the Empire State Building.
Okay, so how noisy was it like during night?
Not very.
Okay,
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was like, yeah, not very noisy.
that's good. I feel like that's always like a characteristic that people note of New York, especially in like media, like books and stuff. It's like the city that never sleeps.
Hmm.
And like how the noises persist through the night.
So yeah, I was trying to find the bathroom one time. It was like midnight. Okay, literally everything was closed. City that never sleeps, my ass. Okay,
I think that only
every
applies to
single
the
building.
traffic. Like I bet the streets are never sleeping, but maybe all the businesses.
Yeah, I mean the lights were on, but no.
Yeah, you probably need
I
to
even
revisit the city when you're like 21 plus and start going to visiting the nightlife. Maybe that's where you'll see the never sleeping part of the city.
maybe there was a gentleman's club right outside the Times Square.
Is
Uh,
that gentleman's club? Is that supposed to be like a
I think it's a euphemism for a sex club, but
Oh, okay.
or a strip club. But yeah. Speaking of which, the one place that I found that was open was a porn shop, and they didn't have a bathroom. So sad.
Wait, at night? Did you not have a
Yeah,
bathroom in your own hotel?
we did, but we were very far from it. We were going to the Brooklyn Bridge. I needed
Oh,
to use the
oh,
bathroom.
I see. Okay, you were guys like were just walking around at night.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Did it feel safe doing that at night? Like I guess
I
if you were
mean,
in like the very urban like populated touristy areas, probably.
yeah. I mean, we were also like a bunch of guys that
That's
are
true.
young and
Yeah.
healthy.
I mean, that doesn't stop some people, but that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a gun can fuck that up pretty quick. So
That's true.